Let's go for this.
Where's the music intro? There's normally music.
There is normally music.
Right.
I can bring that in.
Alright.
Right, you ready?
How does it work?
Well, I'm just gonna ask you to look at the thing.
You'll do a little intro bit.
Yeah, I'll just do I'll introduce you.
Yeah.
And I'll say, right, go on then.
Marvellous.
Okay. Ready?
I'm ready. Ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah. Camera's ready.
You, the public, who like dollies? Are you ready?
The dolly loving public.
The dolly loving Peepee Knots public?
You'll have to explain what Peepee Knots is, because obviously they're not going to know what Peepee Knots is.
Sorry. Public. Peepee Knots means dollies in sort of Italian Fulang, where we're from. Sort of like Thunderbird type puppets. Those type
Marionettes.
things. Marionettes, yeah. Peepee Knots.
Peepee Knots. Hello! Welcome to a very different Doctor Who action figure review. You were probably expecting the Time of the Doctor set, but instead we have a guest review with my older brother, Paolo. You've met Jonathan, but this is Paolo, and he's back over from Sitges in Spain for a little bit, and I thought, because he hasn't been on this channel before, I should introduce you to him, and he can give his own insight into the world of figures. And I asked him what figure he would like to review out of this pantheon of different bits and pieces. And what have you chosen for us, Paolo?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for allowing me to come onto the channel. It's obviously a privilege, never having done this before, and also never having spoken to so many freaks and geeks out there in the World Wide Web.
You've probably got more of an audience here than for your own business at the moment.
For sure. Definitely. So I was asked to choose some dollies and things, and obviously you can see there's a wide selection that Matthew reviews, and obviously he does it quite professionally. But I thought I'd choose two characters, items, I don't know, what would you describe them as?
Well,
they're not really figures, as more of a...
Yeah, I mean, obviously one of them is a character, but
they're
it's
very
not
important.
Yeah, I guess they are important. One isn't actual. Well, neither of them are sort of living beings, but one of them is a character and one of them is more of an accessory.
Yeah. So
but neither is really like an action figure.
Fairly limited. One of them as an action figure, I would say. You know, quite a limited action figure, but
yeah, not much action
important.
at all. But important
Yeah.
to Doctor Who.
And important to me because they probably were the two influential figures when I was watching Doctor Who, with Tom Baker, I suppose, and a bit of John Pertwee and that the silly guy who looks like a cricketer.
Peter Davison.
Yeah, he was rubbish, wasn't
He was good, Peter Davison.
he? Crap.
You should like Peter Davison as a cricketer.
Well, I know I should like him a lot, but he
yeah.
was, for me, a bit disappointing after Mr. Baker.
Well, that is true.
That was a difficult thing.
Yeah.
I didn't like him when he regenerated with that scarf either. That was just ridiculous. How come the scarf stays there?
Well, because his clothes stay there.
Oh, come on.
Well, you haven't heard the worst yet.
What?
The Master's a woman in the new series.
Oh yeah, Missy Master.
Yeah. Oh, you've heard about that, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you keep
Anyway, so talking of the Master,
yeah.
what I've chosen to review is, I don't know the ins and outs of these sort of figures and characters and things, but I think this is an iconic figure, ornamental type thing. Now, we all know about the TARDIS. He travels around in the TARDIS, the Doctor, blah, 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 blah. But the Master's shit, I quite like it. The old little clock there, you know, in the background. Nobody notices it, but he sneaks in with that. He sneaks in everywhere. And I quite like
that is true, yeah.
And so you don't know quite what it is.
You know what it is? It's a clock.
Well, it's sort of a grandfather clock, isn't it, everybody?
A very basic grandfather clock.
Yeah, so I don't know who produced this particular one.
I don't know where you would go to buy one of these particular types of grandfather clock. It's not like anything I've seen on the market.
No. Anyway, it's brown. It's got some dreadful sort of lineage to make it look like wood. Very plastic, but it does have a good base. Almost looks like a Lego brick. But is the time any specific thing for
5 to 12?
5 to 12. Does he arrive at 5 to 12? Is it always a 5 to 12? I mean, you're the expert on this. I would have thought that's an important piece of information for all the viewers out there.
Well, I think I can't remember, but I think in the story that this particular
Sorry, that's
clock,
shocking. I mean, he's an expert and he doesn't even know that.
I think in the story that this particular clock is based off of, he turns the minute hand so it strikes midnight, and that's how the door opens.
And who comes out of the door? A little mouse.
Yeah, the dormouse.
Run out the clock. Tickety tickety tock.
Yeah, that's the master's companion.
Oh right.
The clock mouse.
Instead of Ace. He's got mice.
He's got mice. Yeah.
Okay, very good. So anyway, I think this figure could have been a better produced, much more detail.
Do you think it could have had like an actual door, so as if to make?
Yeah,
it
no. I mean, first of all, I'd say the stickers they put on there are pretty poor. They're not actually put on in the correct position. They're slightly off centre, really. I don't know if you can see that. Clock's just slightly off to the right, and definitely that should have been an opening
mechanism.
An opening mechanism to have a little look inside.
Yeah. I mean, you'd never fit a person in there. Well, not a person, a figure.
And in relation to one of the action figures, I would be questionable whether that is the correct size.
Really?
I would think it might be it should be a bit taller, but maybe it's all right. It's not bad, is it?
No, I think it's all right.
Have we got a master?
Oh yeah, there's the master. Let me get the master out for you. The master that I actually came with. You wheel yourself away. There you are.
So if we hold the master up to that, I think the grandfather clock should be a bit bigger than really.
Bit bigger, bit taller.
Yeah, and generally thicker as well. I mean, it's I think it's a bit small. It's a bit on the small side, really. I think it'd be a bit more imposing as a clock.
Okay.
So there's your. Who's that one?
That's Jeffrey Beavers.
Jeffrey Beavers.
He only played it once.
Okay. Yeah. Well, anyway, that's my sort of interpretation and review on that. Matthew, naturally, you're more of an expert, and you get paid for reviewing things and saying good things about them. Can you say any good things about this?
Well, it looks like the clock in the episode. You thought the lines were terrible, didn't you?
I did.
I didn't think they were too bad. I mean, I can see what you mean now a bit.
Green lines, they look green to me, some of them.
No, it's just grey. They're just sort of grey and brown. It's just to give it, like you said, to give it a bit of a wood texture. The reason why it doesn't have all the gubbins like the opening door is because it's a cost-cutting thing. Right. Because if you imagine...
Did they come as a set? Did he come with that together?
He came with that and two other figures as well.
Oh, right, in a little pack?
Yeah. Which was
what were the other figures?
It was a figure of Tom Baker, and it was another version of the Master's TARDIS.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, not the old triangular one.
No. It's a statue called the Melker.
Oh, right.
Which is this thing here.
Oh, I mean, that's just ridiculous. That looks like a Ninja Turtle. Stupid. Have you seen this, viewers?
Be very careful.
No. That don't look like a statue to me. That looks exactly like some Ninja Turtle Donatello or something like that.
Why does it look like a Ninja Turtle?
Because of his eye patchy things there.
He's got a bandana on, is it? That's his little mask.
And that's a statue.
That's a statue. Well, you can see it's made of stone.
With bandanas on statues.
Well, this is an alien statue. He's not on Earth. This is from Traken.
I don't know. I'd much happier be with the clock.
You'd rather have the clock. But this actually does have movement, look. Yeah,
and to be fair, they've invested in that figure. That other figure's quite good, and I think they've just said, oh shit, we've got to give them a clock. Quick. Have we got any cheap plastic we can throw together? And a few bits of stickers.
Well, quite.
I think essentially that's what's happened.
Okay. Well.
Because obviously I know that most of you guys out there love playing with your dolly figures and setting them up and moving legs and, you know, having little film bits that can do it. And to be fair, this one does it.
Yeah.
That one does it well. And hence they haven't invested in the clock.
Yeah. So there we go. So you think it should have been the clock over this? Or do you think they did the right decision by making this, seeing as this thing in the episode, this thing actually does walk around and move?
Yeah, well, naturally they've got to invest in that.
Yeah.
But considering the clock only has one sort of opening bit, or the dials could have moved, you know, you could have put a little bit of plasticky thing to move the clock hands or something. That wouldn't have been too difficult.
Well, it probably wouldn't have been too difficult. Might have been raised the cost a bit more.
It would have raised the cost a bit, but...
Now, let's just.
So overall, I mean, you tell us. I think that was a good review, don't you, viewers? It was a fair, honest review, similar to what you often produce.
I was gonna bring another element into this. So we've discussed that it was this figure, these two, and it was also this figure of Tom Baker over there with this little contraption down there, right? Yeah. How much do you reckon that set would have cost overall for the three figures and the Master's clock?
I'm quite impressed with Tom Baker. He looks a bit thin there.
Well, that's because it's at the end of his time as Doctor Who. So and he was looking quite gaunt. And
he was getting a bit gaunt there.
Yeah.
Was he on drugs then, or something like that? He was heavily inebriated in certain episodes, wasn't he?
Well, he was. Yeah, he did drink a lot, and so there we go.
He performed well.
He performed well. That's probably what helped him.
Get him through it.
Get him through it.
I would say now my experience of dolly buying probably ended in the 80s. With Star Wars, with Star Wars, and then so I would say nowadays, how much would they be? 3 figures and a clock. Were they like rare figures, or were they quite?
They were exclusive to Forbidden Planet.
Right. Because so they made them, did they? They weren't like.
Well, they're produced by Character Options and another company in the States called Underground Toys. Right. But for the UK, they're distributed by Forbidden Planet.
Okay. So they would have wanted to get their little margin in. I'd say they'd buy that for around about 60 quid.
Oh gosh, it was £40 actually. Yeah, I was surprised. I thought you were going to say less.
No,
and then I was
going to
turn around and say it was 40 quid.
A special sort of.
Okay, well yeah, you're
they
right.
might have popped up a little margin and.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have just ordered a figure that is just one figure, and that's £30.
Yeah, I was sort of thinking like each figure a tenner.
Yeah.
And then the clock maybe 5.
Yeah.
And then
whatever,
Forbidden Planet's own little.
Get a bit in. Yeah. Well, there you are.
So not far off, but obviously I'm way off really.
Yeah. Well, you know, 20 quid.
So our next figure.
Yeah. So we'll introduce this.
The same sort of era, really.
Yes. Yeah.
I would say
definitely.
70s, 80s.
Yeah, that's right.
Again, iconic figure. One of the Doctor's most popular companions during that era, I would say.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely. Yeah.
More so than the humans.
Well, probably actually, and probably more remembered than some of the humans.
Well, there was a fit one I was watching the other day who was accompanying Tom Baker in that episode. What was it called?
Stones of Blood.
Yeah, she was.
Mary Tan.
Rihanna.
Romana, yeah, Mary Tan. Yeah, she was lovely.
She was bloody. She'd get it. What? I mean, you've got to be honest, haven't you? I mean, she was lovely. And in that episode, by the way,
yes,
it was a bit like voodoo.
It was a bit like voodoo. It's black magic. Yeah.
Yeah, black magic, and the lady had that sort of crow hat thing on and gown and.
Yeah.
Did it turn her to stone with a staff? Something like Gandalf? Did she have a special?
She did have a big. She did have a big staff thing.
Yeah. Quite weird. Quite weird, freaky for sort of 5 o'clock on the.
Yeah, on the tea time.
On the tea time, back in the 70s. Anyway, but during that particular episode, this character suffered a near fatal blow from what can only be described as 2 bits of polystyrene stuck together with some bloke inside sort of walking around. A ridiculous character which was called the what?
The Ogre.
The Ogre, yeah. Not at all scary, but apparently could kill people and do all sorts of things.
They suck blood out of people.
Oh, that's what they did, yeah. How did they do that, man, they're rocks?
If you have to touch them. If you touch them, then you
but they didn't move very fast. And how did the rocks get inside that library downstairs where they all were?
Well, that is true. How did they? How did they traverse the stairs and things? Well, right into Points West. No, it's not too late.
I don't know.
Sometimes. Not Points West. Points of View.
Points of View. Yeah, I should backdate my letter.
Yeah.
Anyway, we digress. So, my next character is the icon for me.
K9.
K9. K9 standing for?
K and 9.
K9 dog. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Is there a J9? I9?
No.
No. C9?
C9. Senile.
Where's Niall? K9, everybody. Everybody remembers K9. Great little character, great companion for the Doctor, and for me, a nice bit of fun. And he actually used to save the day quite a lot when Tom Baker was fooling around and trying to throw scarves over Daleks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he'd just come and zap them with a bit of a laser thing and sort them out, wouldn't he?
Okay, and I never actually met the Daleks.
Oh, did he not?
No, he didn't. He was in a story with them.
I'm
but
sure he
was
used to
taken to
zap
He used to zap things, yeah.
all the time,
Yeah.
like a Yorkshire Terrier. Yeah.
Yorkshire
So-
Terriers have lasers, do they?
I think some of them do, yeah.
Yeah,
Some of them have got lasers, in these dog shows that they go to
Yeah.
now.
Is that like a new section of crafts, is it?
Yeah, well, they do a lot of
Target practice.
interbreeding.
Yeah.
And they mix things with
Is it
everything
like
else.
mutants? Like an X-Men, but with dogs?
With dogs.
Okay.
Mutants with dogs, yeah.
Okay.
There's a new section in Crufts, and they'll be there.
Right.
Yeah. Shep and John Noakes as well are going to be there. They've crossbreeded them. There's a few others. Anyway, we've got to talk about the dolly. Now, good colouring, I'd say. Pretty similar.
Yeah.
I like that. Nice touch with the sort of dog collar. Can you see that, guys? It's got a nice sort of Scottish Terrier collar. It's got the canine on there. It's got a tail. Its face is all there, all nicely sort of put into proportion. So I'd say that's good. Also, it does slide. It has got some little wheels on the bottom that make it slide. I'm going on the table now. To be fair, it slides pretty well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's quite good. Now, you think K9, quite a simple thing. Got a few things that it can do. It can move its head. This thing doesn't move its head. Not even to the side, not up, not down. It would have been easy. Its tail, you'd have thought its tail could have go up and down and around a bit. Limited movement. I mean, come on. I mean, that's probably broken.
No, that's right.
That's hardly moves at all.
There's a story behind this, which I'll tell you after.
Okay. And then we've got, good feature, the affirmative master on-off switch there. I'm sure K9 used to say other things.
Yeah, he did say more than that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
His
His vocabulary was quite wide.
Yeah, and I thought that if I would have pressed it, I might have got a laser, sort of, a light out of his nose or something.
Right. Well, his eyes do light up when you do it.
His eyes do, but his nosy, lasery bit doesn't.
No, that doesn't light up.
So, that's a bit disappointing.
But it's loud, isn't it? It's very...
It's clear,
Yeah.
and and I'd say it's a very, very, it's almost his voice, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It is his
But
voice,
it is,
isn't
yeah,
it?
that's John Leeson.
John?
Leeson.
Leeson.
Yeah.
Did he do any other characters?
He did play other characters in Doctor Who. Yeah.
What, just voices, or did he actually
No,
appear?
he actually appeared as well.
Really?
Yeah. He was in Power of Kroll as just a man, and he was also in The Invisible Enemy, which was his first
Did he have
story.
a speaking role?
Yeah.
And did he sound like that?
Well,
Everywhere he goes, does he sound like that?
yeah, he does. He just sounds like that. He's been typecast, that's why.
Did he have one of those smoking sort of things, where they have to take the voice thing? Affirmative, John! Affirmative, Matthew! No?
No, I'm afraid not.
Oh well, he did well with that voice. So that would be my my review. I would have thought the little ear things might twist around a
Yeah.
little bit. That'd have been nice.
But you're disappointed that the head doesn't.
I'm very disappointed that I couldn't move the head.
Yeah.
At least to sort of have a little...
Just a little bit.
A little something.
Yeah.
That would be my... But the paint works good, proportion's good, and it is good that it has at least... And the red light that does shine.
Yeah.
And to be fair, the red light...
It's bright.
It's pretty bright, guys. I can see all you lot in your little holes and hovels under your blankets, enjoying that night after night. A bit like you do. So, over to you for your interpretation.
Well, yes. I said that there was a story behind this. So, although it's obviously like a figure of sorts.
Have you broken it?
No, I haven't broken it. This is actually... it was like a model kit sort of thing.
A model kit? Oh, so you made that?
I say a model kit. That, to use the term very loosely, it was basically it came with the tail off, and you had to plug the tail in. That was it. That was quite difficult assembly.
That was quite challenging.
Yeah, definitely. I did it on camera for them as well.
Oh,
So
okay.
they saw the feat of my labours. It was
Wow.
a real challenge to get that tail into place.
Well, I must say you've done it very well.
Well, thank you.
Impressive.
So yeah, that's why we don't have the head and stuff. That's why it is.
So is there another canine that's got more functionality out there?
There is, but not very much so. The only difference is the head does turn. It doesn't talk or anything.
Mm.
And this panel here, you can pop it off and you can see like all the circuits inside.
Yeah.
But other than that, the head is quite rubbery on the other one, and the tail is very, very bendy and stuff. And the colour is different. So
Why is it different?
because it's based more so on the new series.
Is there a canine in the new series,
Yeah.
is there?
Yeah.
What do you mean in the new series?
Well, in the newer Doctor Who's.
What, in Capaldi's one?
Well, not with Capaldi, with David Tennant.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Was he silvery then?
Yeah, they sort of lightened him up a bit.
Oh, okay.
He became more silvery rather than
Alright.
the sort of metallic grey.
Oh, okay. What happened to Canine then? And did he pass away? Did he disappear? What happened to him?
Well, there's been a few. There's been 3 different canines.
Well, the one I'm talking about here is the one I'm assuming in the 70s.
Well, there were 2 in the 70s as well.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so one stayed on Gallifrey with Leela.
Mm. Where does Canine come from?
He comes from there was a scientist called Professor Marius?
Marius? Professor Marius. Why does that... That sounds like something out of X-Men, Professor Marius.
No, it's not from X-Men, I don't think.
Sounds like that.
Well, anyway, yeah, it was this guy on in this asteroid, which was a hospital, and this was his computer. And for some reason,
Was he a medical doctor then, this Canine?
Canine's not a medical doctor.
Well, I mean,
he's got his doctorate.
I mean, he's got the capability of
I guess he could
lasering people.
Well,
I'm sure he can do laser surgery. I mean, for goodness sake, if he's on an asteroid medical ship or whatever.
So you reckon that you've come in to have your leg amputated and he just trundles in?
He trundles in,
and goes,
quickly,
right.
That's it, it's off, it's all burnt, healed. Here you go, lads.
Yeah. Christ.
He could do that.
Circumcisions, the old kit and caboodle.
Well, he'd have to be very accurate with that. Wouldn't he? He would have to be very accurate.
You wouldn't want to put that in the
I'd put yours there. And see how it went.
then decide afterwards.
Whether it was worth it or not. Or Jonathan's.
Or Jonathan. Say Jonathan's.
Yeah.
He's already had children, so...
Yeah, so we don't worry about that.
Yeah. So, well, there we go.
So there we go, yeah. I'm sure that you've all enjoyed this. I know I have. Potentially I'll be invited back.
Well, yes, definitely.
For some more interesting figures. Just let me know when.
Yeah, the next plane over.
Yeah.
I just ring you up and say,
Yeah.
Paolo, this has come through. Get your ass on the next plane to
And
Bristol.
we'll give you an alternative, review, an honest review.
More honest than mine, do you reckon?
Huh?
More honest than mine.
No, yours are very honest, obviously, but yours is tainted more from a clouded judgment of I love Doctor Who.
Well, that is true.
Where mine is more, I did love Doctor Who, I grew up, I got older, I matured. And I didn't collect dollies
Didn't collect dollars.
that take over a whole house.
But that is true.
But there you go, everyone's got their own passions.
Yeah.
And I respect that. So, thank you to you for watching. I know there's about 7 million of you out there watching these reviews. For Matthew. And thank you,
Well, thank you very
little
much.
brother, for inviting me onto the show. And getting off this
Thank you.
fucking planet.
It's time to say the back.